गुड इवनिंग केतकी. चलिए स्टार्ट करते हैं. Obviously you people can ask me doubts also. First let me finish my agenda. I'll try to cover the whole world map, which can be seen in your imagination. You all people must be aware of the world map now. Obviously we see America. America के ऊपर is its newest state, that is Canada. The Modi ji's friend Donald Trump, he's quite vocal about it. Then there is that American territory called Greenland. He is dreaming a lot. And then we also have a Khand Bharat, which extends till Syria and Antarctica, maybe. I don't know. आने वाले टाइम में अखंड भारत का क्या होगा. सबसे पहले let's talk about what is happening in the world. दुनिया में क्या चल रहा है. All right. So world is undergoing a smooth disruption, I would say, or a transition from a geopolitical globalized world order to a deglobalized world order. And in that deglobalized world order, the main architect of this deglobalization is, there are many architects. We cannot just blame Donald Trump. There are many architects of this deglobalized world order. In a sense that many people are responsible for throwing away the rules-based international order. उसमें there are some hyper-nationalist elements, you will say, sir. जैसे कि हम World War II में Hitler was the main architect, but was only Hitler responsible for it? I don't think so. There are many people responsible for whatever is happening in the world. Many people responsible means hyper-nationalism is running throughout the countries. Right-wing, neo-fascist governments, hyper-nationalist governments, they are ruling the world today. चाहे आप अमेरिका से स्टार्ट हो जाएं, in America there is a hyper-nationalist person called Donald Trump, purely right-wing, conservative. Then, you know, in Italy also, our friend, Madam Meloni, Meloni is there in Italy. And then uske baad, if you talk about Netanyahu, if you talk about Erdogan, if you talk about Russia's Putin, if you talk about China's Xi Jinping, these are all hyper-nationalist people. Yeah, if you talk about Japan, if you talk about Bangladesh, there is a lot of hyper-nationalism. बहुत ज़्यादा hyper-nationalism है बांग्लादेश में भी. You will not say India. Modi ji is not hyper-nationalist. इंडिया में कोई राष्ट्रवाद को बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ावा नहीं दिया जा रहा है. We are all good. We are all well. But then, yes, hyper-nationalism is driving the deglobalizing trends. It has been mixed with nationalism. It has been mixed with religious form of extremism. It has been mixed with religious fundamentalism. It has been mixed with the ideologies which are prospering today. The minority has been becoming the soft target, obviously. Minority soft target बन जाता है यहाँ पर. And minority के साथ the army is glorified, the war is glorified. Why? The world is going through recession as well. And when the world goes through recession and all these things, okay, meeting capacity almost full. कोई बात नहीं, जितने आएंगे उतने सही. And when what happens is, when the world is undergoing all these transitions, when there is a power vacuum, then obviously religion and unsocial elements like the terrorists and all, they also come into the picture. So many things happen together. So Trump ho gaya, you will say, sir, hyper nationalism, minority becomes a soft target, and xenophobic tendencies, you know, fear of the outsiders. Make America great again, buy American, hire American, America for Americans, है ना? Make in America. Jinping also says that 200 centuries of humiliation I'll start. Xi Jinping ने अपने सारे military journals को क्या कर दिया? What he's done only, all the military journals he's discarded, and slowly and steadily he'll be chosen for the next 10 years as well. CPC को उसने lame कर दिया है Xi Jinping ने. Similarly, Erdogan is doing the same. Turkey में यही हो रहा है, Israel में यही हो रहा है, Putin यही कर रहा है. Everyone is doing the same. So we are all playing or flirting with our tendencies. It is much towards the pre-World War I era. So if you are asked a question, yeah, welcome Chetan. If you are asked a question कि भैया क्या वर्ल्ड वॉर 3 होने वाला है? देखो, टेंडेंसीज आर द सेम बिकॉज नो वन इज लुकिंग एट ईच अदर, नो वन इज केयरिंग एट ईच अदर. We are weaponizing everything. Donald Trump has been weaponizing trade as well. But then, pre World War, there was a lot more trust deficit. Now there is a lot more complex interdependence. If he asks you that are we heading towards World War III, you cannot predict the future because of hyper nationalism and the tendencies which are currently happening in the world. There may be maybe who knows, in history, in future, after 50 years or after 100 years, maybe someone would say that the annexation of Crimea in 2014 was the beginning of the World War III. Maybe the annexation of Ukraine was the beginning of the World War III. Maybe the arm twisting of Iran by Donald Trump was the beginning of the World War III. Maybe the election of Donald Trump to America, Trump 2.0, was the World War III. So we don't know when is World War III coming. हमें नहीं पता है अभी. This is one point which you people have often asked me, sir, are we going to a World War III? We don't know. Yes, all companies are on their own. Arms race is going on. Weapons of mass destruction, we are all building up. Are we stopping somewhere? No, we are not stopping somewhere. हम दूसरे के बारे में सोच रहे हैं? नहीं सोच रहे. जो सिप्री एक इंस्टीट्यूशन है, it says that the poorer countries are also investing in weapons of mass destruction. China has recently joined a drone deal with Bangladesh. अब बांग्लादेश को किसके लिए ड्रोन चाहिए चलाने के लिए? Is India going to annex Bangladesh? No, but Bangladesh still needs drones to help himself, to help herself. तो हमें नहीं पता कि ये वर्ल्ड वॉर है या नहीं है. We do not know. We do not know if it is the beginning. Similarly, can you say that this is a Cold War? There are tendencies of Cold War as well. The world is divided, UNSC is divided into the Western Bloc and the Eastern Bloc. But then now Cold War was bipolar. There is multipolarity. Cold War was an ideological war. This is not an ideological war. Ideologies have become redundant. China is the biggest beneficiary of the globalization, liberalization, and all that capitalism, state-led capitalism. So earlier the countries were divided into ideologies in the Cold War. Now we are not divided into ideologies. Yes, there is a divide between West and East, but now West and East are also approaching each other. Now America is alone. It is not unipolar as well because American hegemony is being challenged by everyone. अब यूरोप भी चाइना से मिल रहा है. Canada is also signing a deal. After 8 years, UK's PM has gone to China. And people say that Donald Trump has become an opportunity for India. I think Donald Trump has become a bigger opportunity for China to reset its ties with the Western world. People are now looking up to bandwagoning with countries like China instead of America. They may tomorrow, now they are giving their manufacturing thing to China. कल को वो क्या दे सकते हैं? They also may give their or outlet or sublet their security to China. They may outsource their security to China. Maybe tomorrow China builds up a NATO. We don't know. NATO 2.0. तो हमें नहीं पता. Are we living in a Cold War? We don't know. Yes and no. Are we heading towards a World War III? Yes and no. World War III may be prevented. Why World War III may be prevented? Because today complex interdependence works. You say, sir, yes, there are weapons of mass destruction and there are nuclear weapons. But then there is also a phenomena called nuclear deterrence. And the phenomena which nuclear deterrence is, it means that the world knows that if there are nuclear weapons in use, then nobody will be safe. America and Russia and China will all be wiped out. So we don't know कि क्या है अभी. We really don't know what we are going through. We can just speculate, you say, sir. Maybe, sir, the historians of future will better tell us that were we living in a world war 50 years ago or were we living in a Cold War 50 years ago. BRICS is coming up. तो बहुत जगह we are cooperating with the enemies. बहुत जगह, and at many places we are friends. At many places we are enemies. And there is issue-based alliance. Somewhere we ally with China. Jinping has written a wonderful message on the Republic Day, which says that China can never be India's enemy, and we are good friends. Jinping ने खुद लिखा है मोदी जी को Republic Day पर, President of India को, है ना? तो we don't know. So And Trump sometimes he declares G2. He says that China will tackle its own sphere, America will tackle its own sphere. Then he also says he needs Taiwan as well. He'll not allow. Sometimes he's taking the Abraham Lincoln to the doorstep of Iran. Sometimes he's saying he's thanking the government of Iran that they have stopped on the crackdown. So we don't. हमें नहीं पता कि क्या हो रहा है. Is Trump a challenge or an opportunity for India? देखो, if I talk about India, America, Trump is obviously a challenge. We've seen weaponization of dollar. We've seen tariffization. We've seen arm twisting. We've seen tactics like Katsa. We've seen, rhetorics. We've seen him appeasing Indian enemies like Pakistan. मुनीर को चाय पर बुलाया था मोदी जी के फ्रेंड डोनाल्ड ट्रंप ने. दैट वाज द मिनिमम बेयर मिनिमम व्हिच डोनाल्ड ट्रंप शुड नॉट हैव डन आफ्टर ऑपरेशन सिंदूर. All right, even if he takes the credit of stopping the war, but he should not invite our enemy. And उनके जो वेपन्स हैं, फाइटर्स हैं, उनको वो डील साइन कर रहा है, उनके साथ बहुत सारी चीजें कर रहा है. सो हमें ऐसा नहीं करना है. वी डोंट, है ना. तो ये सारी चीजें नहीं होनी चाहिए वहां पर. ऑल राइट मिस्टर अक्षय गुप्ता, यू आर वेलकम. सो अमेरिका के साथ इंडिया के रिलेशंस जो हैं, यस, इन द कॉन्टेक्स्ट ऑफ ट्रम्प, first of all, India enjoys a bipartisan support in America. Please understand. Be it the Republicans, be it the Democrats. Yes, there are challenges, you'll say. Yes, sir, there are obvious challenges. But, sir, if I were made the ambassador to America, what would I do? Sir, I would deal with him. I would deal with him on its merit. Sir, he is a businessman. I would give him business. We would definitely crack a deal. What deal? A trade deal, sir. Negotiate करेंगे, crack करेंगे. सो स्ट्रैटेजिक रिस्ट्रेन रखेंगे, रेटोरिक्स को कम से कम रखेंगे. जरूरी नहीं है डोनाल्ड ट्रंप की हर बात का जवाब देना है, बिकॉज ही विल फॉरगेट व्हाट ही सेड यस्टरडे. सो वी डोंट हैव टू आंसर टू एवरीथिंग व्हाट डोनाल्ड ट्रंप सेज. द वर्ल्ड इज आल्सो डूइंग द सेम. यूरोप भी तो यही कर रहा है, हर चीज का जवाब नहीं देते उसको. चाइना भी चुप है, सब चुप हैं इस टाइम, कि जो हाथ खड़ा करेगा वही फंस जाएगा. तो डोनाल्ड ट्रंप की नजरों में कोई आना ही नहीं चाह रहा है, बिकॉज हिज डिप्लोमेसी इज मोर ऑफ पर्सनल ईगो than the president. He's unbecoming of a leader. He's not a good leader. He's a fascist. He's a crack person. He's a madman. तो म्यूचुअली एश्योर्ड डिस्ट्रक्शन, एमएडी, द मैड डॉक्ट्राइन, वो डोनाल्ड ट्रंप जैसे लोगों के कारण ही बनी है. मजा आएगा जब दैट किम जोंग अंग ऑफ नॉर्थ कोरिया एंड डोनाल्ड ट्रंप विल हैव अ कॉफी डेट और अ टी डेट टुगेदर. वी डोंट नो व्हाट विल हैपन, है ना. द जिंगपिंग सेज दैट आई हैव अ न्यूक्लियर बटन ऑन माय टेबल. Donald Trump says, I have a bigger nuclear button on my table. Kejriwal says, कोई भी बटन दबाओ, वोट बीजेपी को जाएगा. So we don't know what is happening. Kejriwal is also there, ना. तो वो लोग भी है. तो भैया कहने का मतलब है, we don't know. You will say, sir, I'll manage Donald Trump. Yeah, you will say, sir, yes, Sushant. You will say, sir, I'll manage Donald Trump according to the merits. I'll see what I can do for my country. मैं अपने देश के लिए तो एम्बेसडर खड़ी रहूंगी. सर मैं डिप्लोमेटिक कैपिटल डालूंगी. सर इंडिया एंजॉयज अ बाय पार्टिसन सपोर्ट इन अमेरिका. द रिपब्लिकन्स लव अस, द डेमोक्रेट्स लव अस, एंड देयर इज अ समोसा कॉकस. द समोसा कॉकस इज दैट वी हैव इंडियन एनआरआईज इन बोथ द साइड्स इन द सेनेट ऑफ अमेरिका. वहां के लोकसभा राज्यसभा में हमारे बंदे बैठे हैं सर. इंडियंस आर देयर. कमला हैरिस है, काश पटेल है, आई डोंट नो द नेम्स. बहुत सारे लोग इंडियन अमेरिकन वहां पर अभी बैठे हैं सर. So, sir, we enjoy a bipartisan support in America. Secondly, you will say, sir, Trump is a temporary phenomenon. Fortunately, sir, the Trump 1.0 policies were reversed by Joe Biden, his successor. So, sir, definitely, I am sure that Trump 2.0 policies, because तीसरी बार कभी president नहीं बन सकता अमेरिका का, ये अमेरिका के कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में लिखा हुआ है, unless डोनाल्ड ट्रंप उसको बदल लेते. तो सर ये इमरजेंसी लगा दे. तो सर वहां पर द सुप्रीम कोर्ट एंड द चेक्स एंड बैलेंसेस आर स्ट्रॉन्ग. Yes, Trump is being misguided by his own secretaries, but sir, I would say that Trump is a temporary phenomena, and sir, President Trump will never be able to come again. So this is a better thing. This is a good thing. नितेश कैसे हो तुम? ठीक हो? So this is a good thing for us, है ना? आप ये चीज बोलेंगे. तीसरी चीज आप बोलेंगे, सर ट्रंप इज अ बिजनेसमैन, विल गिव हिम बिजनेस. ट्रांजैक्शनल डिप्लोमेसी है, तो हम भी उसके साथ ट्रांजैक्शंस करेंगे कल को. तो सर temporary phenomena, India enjoys a bipartisan support, and and now due to Mr. Trump and his policies, what is happening is यूरोप हैज अप्रोच्ड अस, यूरोप हमारे साथ वार्म अप कर रहा है। एक और बात बताऊं, यूरोप जाने के बाद अब कौन आ रहा है अगला, विच इज द नेक्स्ट कंट्री दैट इज कमिंग, जिसको डोनाल्ड ट्रंप अपना 51st स्टेट बनाना चाहता है, कनाडा। कनाडा, ये एब्सोल्युटली शुभम, व्हाट अ ब्यूटीफुल नेम यू हैव। कनाडा इज कमिंग टू इंडिया. Canada is coming, maybe the other countries, EU is coming, UK already has cracked a deal with us. So yes, sir, we are doing good. ASEAN is already our friend. Japan is already our friend, sir. Quad countries, the other Quad countries minus America are already our friend. The AUKUS countries are our friend. Germany especially came to India even before Europe came to India. Indo-France relations have always been golden, and French always have been our supporters, and France has always been a gateway to America, a gateway to Europe, sir. And the world is happy without Trump. World is moving without Trump. The next question which people, so हो गया, Trump is both a challenge as an opportunity. ठीक है. दूसरा चीज, इसके बाद there is another question asked that America is trying to deglobalize the world order. How? It is going away from all the what? All the multilateral institutions. Trump says that I'll go away from WHO, I'll go away from UNESCO, I'll go away from WTO, I'll go away from here, I'll go away from there. Fine, चले जाओ, क्या दिक्कत है? There are other countries. कौन कौन है? There is India, there is ASEAN, there is European Union. The other countries are also there. Yes, immediately there will be a shock if America does not join any multilateral or global institution, or America withdraws from there. Please remember, you will say, sir, first of all, these were the institutions that were formed by America and American forefathers. So Trump does not have the moral capacity to do that. And you know what? There is an international law, UN Charter में भी है, that all the international agreements are supposed to be binding on the future governments. अब भैया मोदी जी ने बुलेट ट्रेन लिया, मोदी जी ने किससे बुलेट ट्रेन लिया? जापान से। कल को मोदी जी का पोता आकर कहेगा, होगा कहीं पर, वो आकर कहेगा कि भैया आई विल नॉट पे जापान फॉर बुलेट ट्रेन। वो कहेगा दैट यू टुक बुलेट ट्रेन फ्रॉम माय दादाजी, परदादाजी, व्हाई शुड आई पे? बिकॉज वी आर गोइंग टू पे इट आफ्टर 50 years नाउ. So can this happen? Can we disobey the international treaties? कि कल को हम आए और कहें कि भैया आप में से कोई कल को प्राइम मिनिस्टर बन जाए इंडिया का, और कल को अभय बोल दे या आयुष स्वामी बोल दे या ऋतुजा गायकवाड़ बोल दे कि भैया वी विल नॉट पे, या नितेश बोल दे कि आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू पे फॉर द बुलेट ट्रेन नाउ, माय एंसेस्टर्स टुक इट. इट कैन नॉट हैपन. सो ट्रंप के एंसेस्टर्स ने यूएन बनाया था, ट्रंप के एंसेस्टर्स ने ये ग्लोबल ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस बनाई थी. He does not have the moral rationale, and international law also says the same. Yes, Charvi, he is not following. He is not following. मैं कह रहा हूं, देखो, international, this is why international politics is called the land of anarchy. Might is right. The powerful do what they must do, and the less powerful suffer what they must suffer. हमें सफर करना है. इस टाइम पूरी दुनिया सफर कर रही है ना? दे आर सफरिंग, वी आर सफरिंग. एंड द रिच, व्हाट आर दे डूइंग? अमीर क्या कर रहे हैं? वो आर्म ट्विस्ट कर रहे हैं. पुतिन अपना कर रहा है, इजराइल अपना कर रहा है, चाइना अपना कर रहा है. इंडिया तो विश्व बंधु है, विश्व गुरु है, इंडिया नहीं करेगा. हम तो वासुदेव कुटुंबकम के चक्कर में पड़े हुए हैं. वी विल नॉट डू एनीथिंग, बट ट्रंप इज डूइंग. सो फॉरेन पॉलिसी यही तो है. इंटरनेशनल पॉलिटिक्स, देर आर नो परमानेंट फ्रेंड्स, देर आर परमानेंट इंटरेस्ट्स. एंड पॉलिटिकल रियलिज्म तो यही बोलता है ना. हैंस मॉर्गेंथो की थ्योरीज अगर आप पढ़े, मार्शेमर की थ्योरीज अगर आप पढ़े, इन सब रियल, कौटिल्या की थ्योरी अगर आप पढ़े, तो जो पावरफुल है वो तो करेगा. और ट्रंप भी यही चीज कर रहा है, चारवी. लेकिन फिर भी कुछ रूल्स बेस्ड इंटरनेशनल ऑर्डर है. एंड डब्ल्यूएचओ कोई खत्म नहीं हो गया है. वी आर ऑल्सो कॉन्ट्रीब्यूटिंग. वी आर द फार्मेसी ऑफ द वर्ल्ड. अनलेस वी गिव देम कफ सिरप्स विद विच द चिल्ड्रन डाई. अगर हम ढंग की दवाइयां उनको बनाकर देते तो वी आर स्टिल द फार्मेसी ऑफ द वर्ल्ड. क्वाड कंट्रीज ने कोविड की वैक्सीन बनाई थी, चारवी. तो आप ये नहीं कह सकते कि और इंडिया का सबसे बड़ा योगदान था. तो आप ये नहीं बोल सकते कि हम लोग जो हैं ट्रंप के बिना इम्पोर्टेंट हो गए हैं. द वर्ल्ड हैज नॉट, पीपल कम, सच लीडर्स विल ऑलवेज बी देयर. दीज आर द ग्रोइंग ट्रेंड्स. लेकिन ऐसा नहीं है बिल्कुल भी. तो ग्लोबल इंस्टीट्यूशंस आप बोलो सर, इमीडिएट देयर विल बी शॉक, but in longer run again maybe the Trump's successors will reverse it, sir. It happened actually. Trump 1.0 went out of UNESCO, I still remember. लेकिन ट्रम्प 2.0 आने से पहले ही जो बाइडन अगेन ही joined all the treaties again. Now Trump is out of UNFCCC. His successors will definitely join it because climate change is a climate crisis, and the world has officially become, irreversible. There are some changes which are becoming irreversible now, and this is what is happening in the Arctic as well. यहां तक कोई टेंशन, कोई पीड़ा? हम्म चलिए आगे चलते हैं. व्हाट अबाउट द आर्कटिक? व्हाई इज आर्कटिक बिकमिंग द जियोपॉलिटिकल न्यू अरीना? है ना, जैसे कि इंडो पैसिफिक बन रहा है वैसे ही आर्कटिक भी बन रहा है. सी, आई विल गिव यू अ जियोलॉजिकल कॉन्सेप्ट हियर. मुझे मेरे श्री राम्स में 15 साल पहले मुझे मेरे सर ने बताया था ये, जब मैं कोचिंग लिया करता था, क्लासेस वासेस लगाया करते थे हम दिल्ली में ओल्ड राजेंद्र नगर की गलियों में. और तब भी पानी गंदा ही आता था वहां पर. दैट्स ट्रू. किराए तब भी गंदे ही थे, खाना पीना तब भी गंदा ही था, दिल्ली में सब कुछ वैसा ही था, हवा वैसी जहरीली थी, ये सब था. लेकिन उस टाइम मनमोहन सिंह थे तो सुन लिया करते थे हमारी बात. अभी हमें कहना अलाउड नहीं है. खैर वो एक बात की बात है. नो पॉलिटिकल कमेंट्स है ना. तो कहने का मतलब ये है कि भैया, आइस एज. All right, Shakti, I'll have a session in English. No, my jokes are in Hindi, but my quality content is always in English. Now I'll try to crack jokes also in English. Don't worry. My jokes are in Hindi because I relate to Hindi is my mother tongue. But I will definitely not impose Hindi on you people. Yes, Hindi is not being imposed anywhere in the three language formula as well. The three language formula, my dear, clearly says that any child, any school, any province, any region can choose any three languages of the world, but two out of those three languages have to be native to India. And if two out of the three languages have to be native to India, this is what you will tell when you will become the advisor to what? To the CM of Tamil Nadu. That, sir, Hindi is not being imposed on you, sir. How? Sir, you could choose one native language as Tamil. The second native language could be Bodo, Dogri, Maithili, Santhali, Gujarati, Marathi, whatever you want, sir. And sir, the third language could be a foreign language, which you've already chosen as English, sir. This you will say. Fine. So let's talk about the Arctic now. Why has Arctic become the new zone of contestation? Arctic has become the new zone of contestation. I'll go back to my geography classes. My sir told me that there is a constant ice age which comes again and again. Once there is global warming, once the earth warms up, the climate warms up, and then there is a cycle that the climates drop. When the climates drop, then there is an ice age. The world freezes again, and then the world warms up again, the world freezes again. So the Russian scientists have this theory that if we exploit the whole Arctic, and whosoever exploits the resources of Arctic, because Arctic is a common, is a global common, and everyone has that uh, impact on Arctic, or everyone has that stake in Arctic, that whosoever reaches there first, he will or she will exploit it. Just as space belongs to everyone. Antarctica, it belongs to everyone. The international seas belong to everyone, even if there is a rules based international order. But whosoever wants to explore the international seabed authority, say the polymetallic nodules, they can exploit. Similarly, Arctic, now Arctic has started remaining ice free. There are new trade routes, there are new sea routes. Russia had to take a huge cover to go from one territory to other territory. Now the coast of Russia, especially the Kara Sea, where Russia has invited India in the recent Putinka summit, which was called the Dhruv Tara. Now Dhruv Tara English में is the North Pole, I think, है ना? तो North Pole या Pole Star. So Dhruv Tara, it has been called the recent relationship between India and Russia by Minister Modi. So Arctic is exploring new trade routes, new sea routes, and then look at the countries which are encircling Arctic. India is not one of them, but India has been invited, courtesy Russia, in the previous summit. But then it's America, Alaska, it's Russia, and then it's the Scandinavian countries. Now, Scandinavian countries ought to be, they act as neutral negotiators. But the main two people are in the Arctic, Russia as well as America. So whosoever reaches there, whosoever has the more exclusive economic zone, that particular person will exploit the Arctic's resources much more vividly, much more efficiently, much more widely, much more deeply. And that is why Mr. Donald Trump, he wants that Greenland patch. It is more to do with the international laws, the UN clause, United Nations Convention on the Laws of Seas, and rules-based international order. If there is tomorrow something like that, then he definitely has those what? He definitely has that exclusive economic zone which would belong to America in the whole Arctic circle. That is why he's after it. So scientific theories of ice age coming again, and nothing will happen with this global warming. Trump is also of the same view. Putin is also of the same view कि यार फिर से everything will be cold again, फिर से ठंड हो जाएगी. So we don't need to worry about the global warming. It's a natural phenomena. They are not at all believing that anthropogenic causes are long lasting and irreversible. If the biodiversity is lost, it will not come back. The rhinos will not come back. The cheetahs will not come back. The fish will not come back. But they are not believing it. And hence Arctic. Now you have to read India's takes in Arctic. If India has some sites in Arctic, what is India? What was the joint pact, the recent joint statement between Modi and Putin regarding joint exploration in Arctic and Russia's Far East? That is the Sakhalin Peninsula, which is a zone of contestation between Japan and Russia also, and all that. वो सब चीजें आप लोग देखेंगे. Now coming to Canada. Why is Canada warming up to India? Canada is warming up to India because the previous appeaser of the Khalistanis there in Canada, the Mr. Trudeau, he is no more. He is no more. Doesn't mean he is gone out of the world, but he is no more the PM of Canada. The new guy, he wants to reset his relations. You know why? Because Canada cannot afford. Canada has a huge foreign inflow with the Indian students. They contribute to a lot to the Canadian, universities, and Canada will be free of students if it does not have the Indian visitors there. And Indians have been doing a lot of work in Canada. They've been doing a lot of blue collar and white collar jobs, so technical as well as non-technical jobs. So both the things. Canadians cannot do that. Even Americans cannot do that. The Silicon Valley of America is being run by the Asians, including the Indians, including the Japanese, including the Chinese, including the Malaysians, and all that. Similarly, Canada is also being run by the migrants, and they cannot afford it. And migrant also forms a huge chunk. So they are resetting their relations with India. UK is also doing that. So yes, Trump is an opportunity. Why? Because Canada, EU, Europe, they are all looking towards India. India is a good player. India is a big player. Why? Because India is being trusted by all. India is one country who can sit on the higher table with Russia also. Back to back, it can negotiate the trade deal with America also. There are three important pillars in the Middle East. There are three important enemies in the Middle East, rather. One is the Shia Iran, the other is the Sunni Saudi Arab, the third is the Jewish Israel. These three are the enemies, three poles of Middle East, but India is friends with them as well. Hamara West look West policy was based upon our friendship with all the three enemies of Middle East. And that is why we have been able to wonderfully balance it. Wherever there is crisis, we take out our citizens from there. Why? Because we are friends with all. We don't have any enemy in the Middle East except for Turkey. Thoda bahut Turkey is pro-Pakistan. Otherwise, if you see Shia Iran, Sunni Saudi Arab, Qatar Doha, if you see Kuwait, if you see Syria, if you see Iraq, Iran, they are all our very good friends. Israel, Palestine, we have even we have dehyphenated Israel and Palestine. But Muhammad Abbas of the PLA, Palestinian Liberation Authority, he still looks up to us. Whatever is happening in Iran, now I'll cover Middle East also. Chalo, pehle Canada. So Canada, there is an issue with respect to the migrants. It will be solved when the new PM has come. Then the second issue, most important, is the Khalistan issue. Okay, it relates back to its features are like the Gadar. The only difference is India was being ruled by the government of British India, Gobi. Now India is being ruled by Modi, Gobi and Modi. Only that is the difference. There is no other difference. Gadar had the intention of what? Bringing literature into India, bringing money into India. Okay, Charvi says I am not audible. Am I audible to the other people?
Audible, sir.
Audible, sir.
Okay, Chavi. I'm audible. Yeah, I think I'm audible. Chavi, you need to look into your internet. I'm sorry. ठीक है. Okay, where was I? मेरा flow टूट गया. Hmm. Okay, Gadar. What
Canada, sir.
happened? Canada. What happened in Gadar was the Gadar movement specifically. It was an overseas movement of the non-resident Indians. Similarly, अब भी ऐसा ही है. The uh, the main issue is the main issue that time was that we had the Vernacular Press Act here, and we were bringing in literature from abroad, the weapons from abroad, the arms from abroad. The most important thing was we were importing ideology, the anti-British sentiments from abroad, and we were spreading anti-British sentiments in the resident countries abroad. Like the Gadarites were spreading Indian sentiments in UK, back home in Europe, in the Zimmermann plan in Germany. They were spreading those in Singapore, they were spreading those in Japan, they were spreading those in Canada and San Francisco, America, and all that. Now the Khalistanis are doing the same. They are also spreading the anti-Indian sentiments. They are also spreading that India is an enemy of its minorities. They are also spreading the sentiments that India is doing human rights violations in Kashmir throughout the countries in which they are spread. Predominantly, they are spread in Canada, they are in Europe, predominantly UK, the North Europe, and then they are also present in the Americas, they are present in the Australia, and then they are present in ASEAN, and they are also present in Hong Kong, which we forget. Hong Kong, mein there are a lot of Punjabi diaspora. So, wahan par bhi we are spreading these ideas. Now, if a Gadar person, if not a Gadar person, if a Khalistani, let us say, if he burns an Indian flag outside the Indian embassy in UK, what can India do? India cannot do anything. Why? Because he is a Canadian citizen or he is a citizen of UK. What best we can do is we can raise a strong diplomatic protest with the government of UK that, sir, our sovereign flag is being attacked and our embassy is being attacked. Our nationality is being abused in your country. If Canada, if America's or if UK's flag is burnt in New Delhi, it is India's responsibility to protect it. Similarly, yes, we have a sovereign island there, the embassy of India in UK. But if something happens outside it, if it is bombed or something, or if Khalistanis are there, then definitely, if there is violence, if Indian flag is blown there, then definitely the best we can do is diplomatic protest. Just as we cannot enter Bangladesh to protect the minorities or Hindus in Bangladesh, the best we can do is invest our diplomatic capital there. Similarly, we have to invest our diplomatic capital with these countries as well. There is nothing else that we should do or we can do. We cannot have a presence there on road or on foot. We just can do is we could do that. We could just have those diplomatic. There is a term called diplomatic capital. Invest more in that. It means talks, talks, and talks. More vigorous talks. This is the Gadar thing, the Khalistan thing. Is Khalistan present in India? Sir, there could definitely be an undercurrent. But the majority of Punjab, which is enlightened Punjab, which is Indian Punjab, or which is the patriotic Punjab, or which is the commonsensical Punjab, that Punjab does not support all these fringe elements. Just as we say that not all Muslims are bad, not all Punjabis are bad, not all Hindus are bad, not all Christians are bad. Similarly, not every Punjabi is a Khalistani. There must be some fringe elements. Yes, Amrit Pal also got that political support there. Fine, he got it. He has the right and he won it. He must have influence in his village and he won it from there. Fine. But does that make Punjab a Khalistan territory? No, it does not. How do we deal with it? Indian state deals with all the internal security issues. It responds to violence with violence. It will never accept violence. Neither in the northeast, Alpha ho gaya, Naga ho gaya, NSCN, Muiwa ho gaya, and then Khaplang factions of NSCN, Mizo Front, and then the Naxalite movement, the Red Corridors in India, even the Operation Blue Star was there. So that had a religious overtone as well. Even the Kashmiri, the violators of our sovereignty, we have never ever accepted violence or arms. We will never talk when there is violence. We will never talk when there is arms. Okay, this is the first thing. Second thing, yes, we are open for a dialogue. They have to surrender their arms and we are open for a dialogue. Intelligence, we have to increase, we have to raise our intelligence, we have to put our own house in order. Yes, intelligence has to be there. Nat grid has to be there. The police has to coordinate. The state police has to coordinate. The paramilitary has to coordinate. It cannot be a one-pronged approach. It has to be a multi-pronged approach. We are not talking about that currently. We are talking about the Khalistan issue on the international front. So this was the Khalistan issue. Europe has warmed up to India. India-EU deal. Now there is a catch here. Is everything rosy after the India-EU deal? It has been called the mother of all deals. Why? Because India is 1.5 billion and Europe is also 1.5. So over 3 billion people have been covered. Almost half the world has been covered in this deal. And Europe is more happier with the Indian products than the Chinese product because China likes to dump there and China is more aggressive when it comes to penetrating the European markets. And China also penetrates the market with a cultural hegemony. How? China will open Chinatowns there. Chinatowns are the islands of sins there. China wants to spread its Mandarin there. China wants to spread its currency there. China wants to spread its labor there. China wants to spread the Chinese food there. India does not do all that. Even if India helps Africa, India helps Europe, or India helps the ASEAN countries, India does not create a cultural hegemony. Even India's line of credit is very soft as compared to China. China does it very aggressively. The loans are very costly, the Chinese loans. But India does not give those costly loans. India gives soft loans and grants. And then Indian objective is always non-transactional, but Chinese objective is always transactional when it comes. And India does not invade their own culture. And India does spread a message of warmth, but China does not. Half the Africans are now Chinese, half the Pakistanis are now Chinese. The whole labor on the CPEC is all Chinese now. There are Chinese Muslims there in Pakistan. Chinese Pathans are coming up. There is a new race coming up. The Chinese, the Mongoloid Pathans in Pakistan, the Mongoloid Africans, Afro races in Africa. So China does that. India doesn't do that. हम ऐसा नहीं करते. We don't usually do that. So that is why, and China may be aggressive tomorrow. Although Britain has warmed up to China, China is, I told you, the bigger beneficiary of the Trump issue. India is a beneficiary of Trump because Europe and Canada is coming to India. But they are also going to China. They are also warming up with China. That would be a disaster if Europe outsources its security to China, which I don't think Europe will, because NATO is still intact and America will mend its ways. Trump ko moorkh ko koi to, someone will give Trump this gyan that if China replaces America as a NATO, as a friend of all these countries, then it could be a disaster for the American hegemony, which has taken a huge blow. He's not caring about his allies. He's not caring about his neighbors. Trump is not caring about any country that doesn't care about him. So, ये सारी चीजें, all these things. So, Europe is warming up. Now, the catch which I was talking about in the Indo-Europe deal is things are not very rosy. The CEO, the India CEO of Mercedes has already told in a press conference that the prices will not come down as you are thinking. Mercedes will not become as cheap as the Maruti Suzuki Swift. Why? Because first of all, they may offer more leverage or more technology, but they are not going to reduce the quality of their vehicles. Secondly, yes, even if the tariffs are reduced, yes, there will be slight difference. But the premiumness of the European things in India will remain same. Just as we did not have much difference after the GST. The price reduction in some cars was only 50,000 to 1 lakh. Similar, and even if the GST was reduced as much as 10%, the slabs were considerably reduced. So Europe ke saath bhi some things will become cheap, some things will not. And that is one thing. But there is another bottleneck, or there is another challenge. Europe is a group of, European Union is a group of many countries. And it has to undergo a democratic process in the European Parliament. European Parliament now has to ratify all the deals. If the European Parliament does not ratify these deals, one of the deals with China was not ratified by the European Parliament. It was also celebrated with the same pomp, just as the Indian-European deal is being celebrated as the mother of all deals. So abhi we can get a jhatka, abhi we can get a shock. Abhi there is nothing to celebrate. But yes, We can click pictures, we can post on social media that yes, it is the mother of all these. See, symbolically, it is very, very important. The Americans are looking at it. The Americans are looking that we are losing on friends now, and the friends which we are displeasing, और जिन दोस्तों को हम नाराज कर रहे हैं, the friends which we are annoying, they are coming together and building stronger bonds. They are even building stronger bonds with our enemies like China. So this is something to worry about for Europe now. Fine. So Canada, America, Trump, Samosa Caucus, Trump, European Union. The ones who are in the IRS or in the services, or the ones who have something to do with the foreign trade, Indian trade service, the ones who specifically have customs, or they are doing something related to accountancy and trade and foreign policy within their DAF, the ones who have PSIR optional must look towards the nitty-gritties and fine details of the deal, that what is becoming cheaper and what is becoming not cheaper, yeah, what is not becoming cheaper. They also need to look at India UK FTA. They don't need to look about the UK China FTA, which is being signed now, yeah, which will be signed now, but they need to have a look at the India UK FTA as well, and obviously the India Europe deal, and whatever red lines that we have to draw vis-a-vis our trade deal with America. We have to protect our farmers, we have to protect our MSMEs, we have to protect our dairy sector. America is also not happy with our intellectual property rights compliances. They are asking us to sign TRIPS Plus. TRIPS Plus is going a step further than TRIPS. The US trade, please listen carefully, the US trade representative always classifies India as a priority watch list country in their special 301 report, which reports that the following countries are not complying with the intellectual property rights as per the American or the European standards. So similarly, we have always been classified as in the special 301 list as a priority watch country. We are always given that censor by them, and they are unhappy with our evergreening. We don't evergreen, we don't let their patents be evergreened by slight changes, just as decold and decold total. Thoda sa badal diya, slight change in the medicine, and you are asking for a new patent for it. They aren't helping us doing that. And then they are also unhappy with our compulsory licensing, on the basis of which we are building up the whole generic industry. Those people are uncomfortable with that as well. And then they also want us to comply with our other reverse engineering processes. And they also want us to comply with the other things, intellectual property rights vis-a-vis so many things. Fine. So yeah, this is there. Let's come to the Middle East. Now, what are the implications of what is happening in Iran? See, there are a little direct implications as well. The direct implications are, with respect to whatever is happening in Iran. The direct implications are that we have some diaspora in Iran as well, maybe 10,000, 50,000. I don't know the exact amount. Secondly, there are a lot of corridors vis-a-vis. Iran is a gateway to so many things. I'll tell you about that as well. And then if there is something that spills over out of Iran, let us say if Ataullah Khamenei goes away, then there will be a serious power vacuum in the Middle East. It happened during Saddam Hussein. Jab Saddam Hussein gaya tha and Bashar al-Assad was weakened there in the Middle East, what had happened was, the main thing was that there was a power vacuum. And the power vacuum was taken by the ISIS, Islamic State of Syria and Iraq, and Al-Qaeda in Maghreb. It could happen in the North Africa as well. It happened with Taliban as well. So yes, definitely that thing is to worry, because Middle East as a region ought to be stabilized, ought to be stable. Why? It is our extended neighborhood. Now, you say, sir, there are several C's with respect to the Middle East policy, India's Middle East policy. First of all, there is culture. Cultural civilizations are fine. That is one thing. We don't care about that much. But then, sir, there is commerce. Our energy security depends upon the Middle East. Yes, we'll be out of oil if we do not have Middle East. We'll be out of oil. Our strategic reserves are dependent upon the Middle East. And then, sir, connectivity. There are 6 to 7 connectivity corridors, my dear. First of all is the Chabar. It gives us access to the Zaranj Delaram Highway. On the right of the Chabar goes the Zaranj Delaram Highway, or the east of the Chabar goes the Zaranj Delaram Highway, which connects us to Afghanistan. Straight away, it goes to the Turkmenistan and beyond the Kar countries, Central Asian republics, and towards the slight left of Turkmenistan is the Caspian Sea, which is drawing. Geography wale log dekh lena. And to the left of the west of the Caspian Sea is Azerbaijan, Baku. And to the north of Baku is your Russia. So that is, one is Zaranj Delaram Highway, then the corridor to Turkmenistan, and then the INSTC, International North-South Transport Corridor. Then there is also a connectivity agreement called the Ashgabat Agreement. That Ashgabat Agreement is also very, very important. It connects all the capitals of the belly dancing countries or the Central Asian republics. Don't say that in the interview, belly dancing, sir. Yes, definitely. So the Central Asian republics where Modi ji went, not for belly dancing, but for the high octane diplomacy. He got 5,000 tons of uranium from Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan. India's only overseas base, Fakhrur Air Base, was in Tajikistan, and China is also penetrating them, and those countries are happy. They were our prime Soviet republics or the previous Soviet republics. We have had golden relations with them. Remember, the Communist Party of India was formed in the Central Asian republics. The Indo-Pak peace deal happened after the war in these republics. These republics have been very, very neutral and very friendly since the times of Lenin, Stalin, Nikita Khrushchev, Gorbachev, and company, and Putin also. Abhi they are very, very friendly to us. समझ में आ रहा है? So yes, car countries are very, very important. Energy, civil, and who are the Aryans? They came from the steppes. The North Indians, we all came from the car countries, Central Asian republics. Ural Mountains से आए हैं हम सब. We are all the outsiders. We are all Taimurs. ठीक है ना? वहीं से आए हैं. We have all come from there, and all that. Then there is another connectivity. Connectivity is through the Persian Gulf. It connects the whole Persian Gulf. If it is choked, the Strait of Hormuz, then it does not connect us to Qatar, Doha, UAE, and everything is choked there. It doesn't connect us to Israel. Then, sir, there is the IMAC, which passes through Oman, Saudi Arab, Israel, and then to the Greece, to the Mediterranean Sea. And then, sir, there is the Red Sea route. So, sir, there are 5 to 6 routes in this whole area. Connectivity is so vibrant here. Sir, there is the whole Indian diaspora. Almost, I think, 10-15 crore people must be living there in all these countries. And then there are a lot of billions of dollars of remittances, sir. Rupee is already falling, sir. Rupee is skyrocketing. 92, 93, ab ki bar. I don't know how much par. So all this is happening, sir, with the Indian rupee, sir. So that is also a big issue. So, sir, energy security, and then, sir, our remittances, then, sir, our connectivity. And, one more thing, the religious fundamentalism could easily spill over. And, sir, there is this crescent, the drug crescent there, the golden crescent there. And then, sir, that fundamentalism could definitely spill over from Afghanistan to Pakistan to our Kashmir. So, sir, yes, we have a lot of stakes in Middle East. What best India has done is, India has been, there has been a red carpet rolled for India by all the countries. Even if we buried Iran under the Katsa, हमने धोखा दे दिया, we did, much not to the amusement of Iran, but, we still have remained more or less neutral. In the Israel-Iran war also, we remained neutral. If there is a crisis between the GCC countries with respect to Qatar and Saudi Arab, we've remained neutral. Even if there are the Houthi rebels happening in Yemen or there is some crisis, we've remained neutral. If there is Lebanese Hezbollah, Syria is a whole salad bowl of countries fighting against each other. We've remained neutral with all of them. Egypt also, when Mohammed Morsi went away, Fateh al-Sisi, we've been very neutral to all these countries. During the Arab Springs also, we've kept a very tight lip. And we have definitely dehyphenated Israel and Palestine. India does support the Oslo Accords with respect to Israel and Palestine. The Oslo Accords definitely 90s के हैं, I think 93 के हैं. They warrant that there should be immediate peace. Secondly, there should be immediate surrender of arms by the Hamas, no violent activity. Thirdly, there should be two-state solution with all the stakeholders on table, just as we had the Afghan-led, Afghan-centered, and Afghan, smoothed or Afghan progressed or Afghan-centric peace process before Taliban. यहाँ पर भी we wanted the Oslo Accords to be in the interest of both the states. But now, after dehyphenation, we dehyphenated Israel-Palestine in 2015, when our defense minister, our foreign minister Sushma Swaraj, our prime minister Modi, he went to Israel, but he did not go to Palestine. That was the first dehyphenation. And you know what? America also dehyphenated. Please understand. America also dehyphenated what? India and Pakistan. When? During Obama in 2015. 26th January, Obama was the chief guest. Earlier, what used to happen is, yes, welcome Chandni. Earlier, what used to happen is, Obama used to visit Pakistan as well as India both. But now what is happening is, they are only visiting India. They don't care, or their relations with India do not depend upon their relations with Pakistan. Similarly, India's relations with Israel do not depend upon India's relation with Palestine. This is called dehyphenation. But what is Donald Trump doing different? He has started hyphenating India and Pakistan. He say मैंने war रुकवा दिया. So he has started the hyphenation, which was dehyphenated by Obama. Obama was a Democrat. In 2015, he dehyphenated India and Pakistan. Obama is rehyphenating India and Pakistan, sir. Yes, it is a cause of worry. Why? Because it internationalizes so many issues. It internationalizes terrorism. It internationalizes the cross-border trade, it internationalizes the LOC, it internationalizes Kashmir, it internationalizes the human rights violations happening there. So we don't want that. India has a clear stance. Talks and terror will not go together. One, if we are talking to Pakistan, then the second stance which India clearly has is, we do not want any third-party mediation. Shehbaz Sharif, when he went to America and he was praising Donald Trump there with Munir, he said that, I thank the Honorable President Trump that he mediated, he stopped the war. And then he also thanked Xi Jinping there, that he also helped us stop the war. And then he said, with their help, I would want to talk to India. Pakistan welcomes. No, Abhishek, is internationalizing such issues beneficial? No, it is not at all beneficial for India. नहीं है इंडिया का तो क्लियर स्टैंड है ना आई टोल्ड यू इंडिया हैज अ क्लियर स्टैंड दैट दीज आर आवर बायलैटरल इश्यूज एंड वी विल सॉल्व देम व्हेनेवर वी विश टू सॉल्व देम ऑन आवर टर्म्स वी विल नॉट सॉल्व देम ऑन द पाकिस्तानी और द अमेरिकन और द चाइनीज टर्म्स सो शहबाज शरीफ सेड दैट टॉक्स आर ओपन but India's stand will be, and you will advise to your foreign minister if you were his advisor, that sir, talks and terror will not flow together. Secondly, you will say, sir, after beyond talks and terror, sir, we don't want any third party mediation. And then on the first day, you will not talk about Kashmir. Why you will not talk about Kashmir? Because talks will break up if you people talk about Kashmir on the first day. So what are you ought to do? Yeah, what are you going to do on the first day? You people are going to pluck the low-hanging fruits first. Sir, we'll start the Kartarpur corridor, we'll start the Wagah border trade, we'll start the cricket diplomacy, sir. Sports, I'll come to the sports diplomacy also. Bangladesh, I'll discuss. Sir, we'll come to the sports diplomacy also, sir. And then, sir, the Sir Creeks issue, the Siachen issue, and sir, those WTO MFN status. Sir, first we need to resolve these issues. After that, sir, we need to come on the bigger issues, that is Kashmir. I would also advise you, and I think Gurlal, you would also agree, we discussed it during your times, that we can also talk to the Pak army. There is nothing wrong in talking to the Pak army because it is the most relevant stakeholder in Pakistan today, and especially after their constitutional amendment. है ना 27th amendment जब हुआ उसके बाद से he has become ultra powerful, like Xi Jinping he has become. So yes, definitely people, we ought to talk to the Pak army as well. There is no harm in making them sit. Are you democracy and you will only talk to democratic government? Bhaiya, America is a bigger democracy. If America is talking to Pak army, China is doing it, Saudi Arab is giving them their highest civilian award, Russia is talking to Pak army, then what do you have? If you can talk to the Talibanis, you can also talk to the Pak army. There is no harm in this. We are also talking to the Myanmar army after the post Aung San Suu Kyi. We are also talking to the Thailand army. We all love Thailand, but we are talking to their army. There is no democracy in Thailand, but we still love Thailand. Why? Because there is the Thai army. तो हम वहां बात कर रहे हैं. We should talk. See, ideology should not stop India from negotiating. Taliban was a very progressive step. Although we have not recognized them, but we have invited Taliban to our doorstep, and we have elevated our, what do we say, your embassy there. Yes, Shivam, it does. Every Pakistani supports terrorism and insurgency. We are not taking this burden. हम तो दुश्मन को ही वहां बुला रहे हैं. We are not endorsing that they are, that is what we have to talk to them. That Pakistan army, you need to stop doing it. You cannot win a conventional war against us. So you need to stop doing it. Sit on our table. See, otherwise also you are talking to Pak army, Shivam. Why? On the back channel diplomacy. You're talking to Pak army with a track 1.5 or track 2.0 channel. Why not talk with track 1.0 channel? Why not make them an official negotiator? Things may happen. Abhi things are not happening, Shivam. ठीक है ना? Yes, Pakistan army endorses it. उन्हीं का तो है सारा state sponsored terrorism. In fact, you will say, sir, when we start the democratic talks with Pakistan, what happens is Pakistan army undoes that. Whenever there is a warmth between the two nations, it happened during Kargil also, Vajpayee also, it happened during Manmohan also. Manmohan doctrine was the economic doctrine. It happened during Modi also. Many times it has happened, bleeding through 1,000 cuts and all that. So, sir, let's talk to them. Even if there's nothing to lose there, engaging with Islamabad and Rawalpindi, both, there is no harm. We can try it. So we've done America, we've done Canada. I'll take your doubts also, people, don't worry. We've done America, we've done Canada, we've done European Union, we've done the Middle East part. And okay, some person was asking about the Islamic NATO. Islamic NATO kya hai? The pacts which they have made. Please understand one thing. There is a Saudi-Pak defense deal also. That, if someone will attack Pakistan, Saudi will come in, and if someone will attack Saudi Arab, Pakistan will come in, and all that. That looks good on paper. But vis-a-vis India, who is a better country for Saudi investment? Who is the bigger buyer of Saudi oil? Which country has a better diaspora in Saudi Arab and Middle East? Which country is better for Saudi investments? Because Saudi has now, it's diverting away from the oil dependent economy, and it's also trying to invest its infrastructure debt funds in countries like India. So which is the better prospect? Where will KFC open more outlets? Where will McDonald's open more outlets? Where will the Tesla sell more cars? It's India. And Americans have been saying this to Trump. Similarly, Saudi Arab, Qatar, Doha, Kuwait, Iran, they all know that India is 10 times better than Pakistan. No, 100 times better than Pakistan when it comes to investment. So Islamic NATO might be there, but it does not have any direct implications on India, because India's friends will remain India's friends. And Indians have had a bigger and better warmth and bigger red carpets than Pakistan has enjoyed in these countries. The only thing that relates to Pakistan or joins Pakistan is Islam. Yeah, Mr. Raghav says that, sir, the credibility of the Pak army relies on the fact that India is their biggest enemy. I agree. But then, why not talk to them? Give me one reason not to talk to them. Yes, their hardliner stances on Kashmir. I agree. But have we ever tried it? No, we haven't tried it. Should we try it? Yes, why not? Because can you keep on fighting with the Pak army and the ISIS and the ISI and their terrorists? No, you want it to stop. So Raghav, how will you stop it? There has to be talks someday. And that is why I always say that revive SARC. I'm giving this view from Suhasini Haidar of the Hindu, and it is my personal view as well, that you have to talk someday. You cannot just keep on waging wars and micro wars and operations Sindhurs and Sindhurs and Sindhurs every day. India has so many more targets. India wants to become Viksit Bharat. India cannot become Viksit with such neighbors. We have to deal with them. Yes, defenses have to be good. Yes, intelligence has to be good. Yes, you can create Dhurandhar also. Spying also can be there. But then talks also have to be there. One day you will have to talk to them. When will there be resolved the relations between India and Pakistan? When there is a credible, vibrant democracy in Pakistan. For that, what will have to happen? There has to be a great Gen Z protest. There was a silver lining in the cloud with Imran Khan. Imran Khan wanted to bring some substantive democracy into Pakistan, Raghav. But ultimately, army again took him over, because he was not listening to Munir. उसने उसको जेल में डाल दिया. And he established his puppet in the form of what? Shehbaz Sharif. But then you could take this view. Yes, Raghav. Are we convinced or we want to talk about it more? Yes, your view is right. I mean, this is how this is what the counter question would be, which you asked me. Why does India need to respond, Charvi? Have they threatened you? There is Islamic NATO. They are signing defense pacts. Let them sign. What India can do is tomorrow prepare for Operation Sindhu 2.0. Have better Tejas, have better Rafale jets, have better technology, have better drones, have better intelligence, have better defense missile systems. And Gurlal rightly says there is no other stakeholder to talk in Pak, unfortunately. Ek hi anda, wahi ganda. We say that there is only one egg. The egg is rotten. The Pak army. What do we do? We can't do anything about it. ठीक है ना? So, where was I? Okay. So, this is about Pakistan and Pakistan army and about the talks with Pakistan. Yes, we are dealing with Taliban also. That's fine. There are Gen Z protests. ठीक है, and all that. Middle East also I have covered. Raghav, you missed my talks. You missed my point. I told you that we have to have a piecemeal approach. You will not discuss Kashmir on the first day. Did I tell you this or not? Raghav, did I talk about this? See, Kashmir can be talked about 5 years later or 10 years later or 50 years later. What I am saying is we need to have a functionalist piecemeal approach. David Mitrani, there was a scholar, functionalism, that the first things first, the low hanging fruits first. Resolve the low hanging things first. Uske baad go to Kashmir. I told you, if there is Kashmir on the plate, on the agenda, on the first day, then you are serving poison on the table. You can't serve poison on the first day. It will have to be inhaled, yes, I know. It will have to be ingested. But that comes a little later when there is enough warmth in the relations. Otherwise, you can't. The talks will break. Very simple. Okay, moving on. Bangladesh. Let's come to Bangladesh. First of all, there is Sheikh Hasina. Now, there is another issue that Sheikh Hasina has recently given a political statement. First of all, is she a liability? You'll say, yes, sir, it seems that Sheikh Hasina may be a liability, but sir, it's a liability that we ought to have. Why? Because, sir, Sheikh Hasina's past has been golden and glorious for us. Secondly, sir, in that particular agreement which we have, okay, Raghav, any other issue? Are we convinced?
Yes, sir, I am convinced.
All right. Thank you so much. Sumit, if we talk to army, then they will start talk on Kashmir issue only. Yes, they may talk, but और भी तो issues है ना. There is Siachen also, there is Sir Creeks also, there is LOC also, there is shelling also, there is cross-border trade also. So many things. Yes, Abhishek, I'll discuss SARC. Definitely, I'll discuss. Okay, you want me to discuss SARC first? Okay. So there is a question, SARC versus BIMSTEC. So in my opinion, it should not be seen in silos. Yes, BIMSTEC is currently important because SARC is dysfunctional due to the attitude of Pakistan and due to the dysfunctional nature of relationship between India and Pakistan. Yes, that definitely is. But otherwise, what I want to say is that SARC is our historical legacy. SARC was a seed that we sow, and now it's a flower that is blooming or a tree that is blooming. Yes, there are issues with respect to SARC, but SARC cannot be neglected. It is our only leadership platform. Yes, and it's the only negotiating table. Okay, when, people, I have to say something to you. When I say something, then don't distract me with your comments. Let me finish and then ask your doubts. क्योंकि अगर शिवानी now I'm discussing SARC, now you're talking about Trump, so I'll be confused there. Let me have a flow because I'm not reading anywhere. No, don't be sorry. I'm not reading anywhere. I'm just giving you a monologue. So it's all in my mind here. मैंने एक पिक्चर बनाया हुआ है and it's all like ऐसे ही चल रहा है, मुंह जवानी चल रहा है. तो लेट्स टॉक अबाउट सार्क एंड बिम्स्टेक. चलो सारे यहाँ देखो, फोकस करो. मैं बहुत खूबसूरत हूँ, मेरी तरफ देखो, फिर से गौर करो. फोकस अगेन गाइस. तो यस, बिम्स्टेक इज इट अ रिप्लेसमेंट फॉर सार्क? So let's decode it now. See, SARC is our historical legacy. It's the only negotiating platform with Pakistan. It also has Afghanistan and Maldives, which BIMSTEC does not have. BIMSTEC is relatively new. SARC is very old. It is India's leadership platform in South Asia. And if we lead a leadership vacuum, if we leave a leadership vacuum in SARC, what will happen? It will be taken over or filled by China. And that is very, very hazardous. China already is doing trilaterals. China, Pakistan, Afghanistan trilateral. China, Bangladesh and Pakistan trilateral. We don't want more trilaterals like China, Sri Lanka and Maldives trilateral. हो सकता है कल को ये हो जाए. Or there could be a Chinese SARC. We don't want that. So ये चीज कभी नहीं करनी. And all the SARC countries play a Chinese card. We do not want that at any cost. Yes, due to the present circumstances, due to Pakistan's attitude, there are things that our BIMSTEC is being functional and SARC is being dysfunctional. But sir, BIMSTEC should not be seen as a replacement of SARC or an alternative of SARC. Rather, sir, I'll give you a wonderful line. BIMSTEC should be seen as a bridge between SARC and ASEAN. BIMSTEC is an eastward extension of SARC. Sir, instead of SARC versus BIMSTEC, we should say SARC plus BIMSTEC. SARC का क्वेश्चन आप ऐसे डील करेंगे. Have we failed after 10 years of neighborhood first policy? You say, sir, there are challenges with respect to Pakistan, Taliban, Nepal, Bangladesh, and Maldives, and Sri Lanka, and all that. However, sir, policies take time to take effect. Calling it a failure would be an over-exaggeration, sir. We are doing our best. We are warming up to Taliban. We will definitely talk to Pakistan in the near future. There are Gen Z protests, and we have promised the governments of Bangladesh, the transition governments of Bangladesh and Nepal and Sri Lanka, that we are going to help them. We helped Sri Lanka with respect to that cyclone also. And Sir Muizu came with an anti-India campaign or India out campaign, but after that things warmed up with Maldives as well. So sir, and we are also giving them line of credits and all. So sir, definitely. Yes, there are challenges. Neighborhood policy is the most challenging part of India's foreign policy, more than Trump or more than any other thing. But sir, we are doing our bit. So sir, we haven't failed. It will take place. Act East policy के 10 years हो गए. 2014-15 में Act East policy came and it's 2025. So 10 years of Act East. See, Act East is superior to Look East in the following ways. Look East was more focused on ASEAN. Look East was more focused on economy and culture. Act East has a bigger geographical horizon. How? It starts from what? It starts from, what do we say, your Mongolia. It goes up to the Korea, then Japan. It covers the ASEAN, and it goes up to the Pacific Island Oceans and Australia and New Zealand. So very big horizon in the Act East. Then, sir, Act East also has a domestic component that we are looking towards east from Northeast India. So Northeast India, Act East policy goes there. So our Northeast will also develop. We've even invited Japan for investments in Arunachal Pradesh. And that is strategic due to Arunachal and China fiasco as well. Then, sir, Act East policy does not only have the cultural and economic angle, it also has the geopolitical and security angle. Sir, the Indo-Pacific Islands or the Indo-Pacific Ocean. Sir, the Indo-Pacific region has become the hottest plate of geopolitical contestation, or the new arena of geopolitical contestation. So, sir, that is why, sir, we need our free and open Indo-Pacific and rules-based international order. And sir, that is why, sir, Act East policy, we are building alliances with Quad, with AUKUS, with the ASEAN, and all that, sir. We are having some military exercises, sir. So, sir, Act East policy is much more proactive, much more security oriented, much more substantive, much more vigorous, sir, with respect to the Look East. These are the 10 years of Act East policy. बहुत उम्दा है. SARC हो गया, BIMSTEC हो गया, BRICS expansion, yes, India is getting the BRICS leadership now. So BRICS expansion, very, very useful for us. De-dollarization, countering American hegemonies, and new regions are being attached. Africa, north of Africa, the Middle East, and the Indonesia, ASEAN. So it's a win-win situation for us. Yes, China is also going to reap benefits, but India is also going to reap benefits out of BIMSTEC and India's leadership. That's it. We are also planning a new currency, de-dollarization. India is already performing very poor vis-a-vis dollar. See, dollar is performing very poor. Dollar is at a 4-month low, but Indian rupee vis-a-vis dollar is at a 2-year low, or the the lowest amongst its so yeah, 92 ke aaspaas hai. So yes, we are also performing very poor on the domestic currency volatility front. So de-dollarization, will it help us? Yes, definitely it will help us. बिल्कुल, it will help us. It will strengthen our forex reserves as well, and all those things. ये सारी चीजें वहां पर होंगी with respect to de-dollarization drives. What else in ASEAN? Do you want to ask something? The cricket fiasco. See, we put our player out of IPL. IPL is India's security responsibility. The onus lies on BCCI and IPL. That decision could have been better communicated with a bilateral dialogue with the BCB. And in fact, both the boards should have actually withdrawn. The BCB could itself have withdrawn the player from the IPL. That could have given a better signal, a much better signal. उनको एक बहुत अच्छा signal जाता है if Mustafizur Rahman would have withdrawn himself from what? From the IPL. Citing what? Citing security reasons or any other reason. And yeah, we could have given him 15 crore also. कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. But now what happened was Bangladesh said that, we'll not play in India. We'll not send our team to India. That is also bad. Now after this, what happened was ICC, it arm twisted Bangladesh Cricket Board that if you will not play in India, because the matches have been arranged. See, one player going out does not disrupt the tournament, but a team not playing disrupts the tournament, because all the Bangladesh matches were fixed in India. And all those matches would have been lost. Who would have played with the teams which were playing with Bangladesh? So already the fixtures had done. And Sri Lanka is not a big country with so many arrangements. We can't have matches. See, in India, anywhere cricket can be arranged. इंडिया वाले तो गली में भी खेल लेंगे, चौक पर भी खेल लेंगे क्रिकेट, लेकिन श्रीलंका में ऐसा नहीं. इट विल नॉट बी पॉसिबल टू होस्ट अ मैच इमीडिएटली इन श्रीलंका. That is the main issue with respect to Sri Lanka. So that is why ICC told Bangladesh that fixtures have already been made. They said that India cannot protect one player. How will you protect the whole team? See, now the security, onus of the security lies on the ICC, that is the International Cricket Council. Now the security of the Bangladesh team was not under BCCI or India government of India. It was under ICC. So ICC had made assured, or ICC had assured that all the security arrangements are good. So India is not much responsible. But could we have handled it better? Yes, definitely. Bangladesh Cricket Board, ICC, and BCCI, there should have been a trilateral meet, which did not happen. There should have been a ICC only gave them a 24-hour window, that within 24 hours, if you do not say yes to playing cricket in India, we are bringing in Scotland. And Scotland was already ready. They had already told Scotland that, will you play if we exclude Bangladesh? They said, yes, we are going to play. Unke liye though it is a given opportunity that they are being invited to the biggest ICC tournament, even after not qualifying for it. So that was bad. Yes, we should have handled it very, very diplomatically. We should have in the IPL event also and this BCCI ICC also. We should have called Bangladesh Cricket Board and BCCI and ICC for a trilateral meet, because everyone knows that ICC is being run by BCCI. BCCI has the hegemony. BCCI is the Trump of ICC. BCCI is the Donald Trump of cricket. So यार ये गलत हुआ, because cricket is very 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 emotional in the subcontinent. The only thing that joins the subcontinent today is cricket. Bangladesh cricket relations mein also there was cricket diplomacy. So cricket diplomacy should not have gone away. So that is a huge loss. I would say it's a diplomatic. You will not say these harsh words. It's a huge loss or it's a failure. But yes, sir, you will say, sir, it could have been handled better, in my opinion, sir. This you can say. है ना? तो हाँ. Okay, yeah, Vaishna, yeah, please, you could. Okay, let me just think what I have covered. India, Russia is all over now. That you just see the joint statement, and there was nothing much. India, China, how to deal with an aggressive China? I'll answer this also. In order to deal with an aggressive China, the first thing is we have to put our own house in order. Our defenses in order, our border security, our army modernization, our air squadrons have to be strong, our naval bases have to be strong, and a string of pearls has to be countered. We also have to have those bases, necklace of diamonds there, and all that. एक तो ये चीज हो गया. दूसरा, चाइना हैज एन इकोनॉमिक एग्रेशन. वी हैव $100 billion trade deficit. We could put again our house in order. The performance linked incentive and make in India and all those things, we could have it in India. And with that, our relations, our economic relations with China, we could import substitution, find new neighbors, find new partners, find new importers, find new exporters, and all that. We could have that vis-a-vis China, so that we are not dependent upon the critical things vis-a-vis China. Just as Japan has handled its economic dependency on Chinese rare earth, we could also have done the same. तीसरी चीज, cooperate where possible, confront where necessary. Issue based alignment, जहां जहां चाइना के साथ हम बात कर सकते हैं, wherever we can talk to China, yes, we need to cooperate, there's no harm. But wherever we need to confront, we need to show our grit, just as on Doklam we did in Galwan, we did in Pangong. So we need to do that again. हमें उनका जवाब भी देना है. And fourthly, sir, we are 5 trillion or even less. China is 20 trillion or even more. They spend a lot more on their defense and R&D and all that. Sir, we need to make alliances. We cannot alone have that power, because the comprehensive national power has a huge gap between India and China. So that power gap can be filled with like-minded countries like Quad. We need to collaborate with what do we say, Japan, with ASEAN, with all those Quad countries, with AUKUS and all that. And that is why these European powers and everyone, even with a joint statement in Germany, you see that there is a rules-based international order being talked about. I'll give you 5, 6 terms on the international front, which all the countries, whoever meets India, they talk about these 5 terms or 6 terms. It could be America, it could be Japan, it could be Canada, it could be European Union, it could be individually UK, Germany, France. Everyone talks about these 5 terms, even Australia. They talk about one, rules-based international order, respect to UN clause, freedom at high seas, respect for mutual sovereignty, open sea lanes of communication. ये 5 terms, free and open Indo-Pacific. These 5 terms always are encountered or always are accompanied whenever there is a joint statement between India and any country which is not being respected by China. Future of BRICS currency versus Trump's tariff threats. See, I'll tell you what. Trump has given the world an opportunity to lose its trust in the greenbacks dollar. The world has now become aware. See, Trump is like COVID. Now we all have to be prepared for the next pandemic. So now we cannot rely on one single China for what? For supply chain. Similarly, now we cannot rely on America as a hard currency or dollar as a hard currency. Trump has undone that. People were very, very consistent with respect to their forex reserves. Now people are dumping dollar and buying gold and silver. And this is all because of Trump. So you will say, sir, dollar or the greenback has lost, people have lost faith in dollar or greenback. Why? Because there is Donald Trump. Yeah, so okay, he's asking, sir, India voting no. India does not want Ataullah Khomeini to go away. Why? Because we cannot happen Saddam Hussein 2.0 there or Bashar al-Assad 2.0. If there is a power vacuum in Iran, my dear, the northeast, no, Middle East will spill over like a pack of cards. We cannot allow Middle East to, demolish like a pack of cards. समझ में आ रहा है? We want Atullah Khamenei to be there. Let him create human rights violence. Who cares about the Iranis? When they're, see, who cares about Iraq? It's the Saddam Hussein. Saddam Hussein gaya, the ISIS came in. Bashar al-Assad was weakened, the ISIS came in. We cannot let that happen. We cannot make a Yemen out of Iran. Just as we cannot make a Kashmir out of Ladakh, or we cannot make a Manipur out of Ladakh. You'll say the same here. We cannot make a Yemen out of Iran, sir, or Iraq out of Iran. Atullah Khamenei should not go. India wants him there. Okay, Surya अब कह रहा है, sir, wouldn't an Iran free from sanctions be better for India with regards to energy? Yes, definitely. Who wants sanctions on Iran? We are the big. See, we dumped Iran. Why? Because Iran also knows. See, we could have brought oil, but you know what is happening? We could have had currency, but no naval ship vessel is insuring those vessels. Insurance companies are not coming forward due to sanctions. देखो इतना बड़ा टैंकर आएगा, such a big tanker, there would be insurance also, na? There would be merchant navy, but America is freezing their accounts also. They are not allowing the port logistics to happen and the insurance sector to bloom vis-a-vis, what do we say, this Iran. So that is a big issue. We want a free Iran. That is why we supported it. Sir, if time, okay, please discuss that post-Trump rules-based world order is on a decline shown by his action. UN is not functional. See, UN, okay, I have already discussed this in group, Raghav. We need more UN, not less UN. We need reformed multilateralism. You will echo S. Shankar. We need reformed multilateralism. UN has prevented a World War III. UN has done some post-World War reconstruction and development. UN has at least brought all the enemies of P5 on the negotiating table, even if they are against each other. That is why Pakistan also becomes a member of the negotiating table in SARC. Similarly, UNFCCC was the world's biggest consensual treaty where everyone agreed. On terrorism also more or less UN is same. On many fronts, on WHO, on pandemics, on climate change, there are some, we are on the same page, many UN countries. So UN is not dysfunctional, it is only a temporary thing. I told you, WHO will not stop working if Trump has withdrawn. After 3 years, America will jump in again. I hope so. This is what happened last year. India should continue whatever India is doing. De-dollarization. Okay, this is a relatively, should we use this term as an official policy stance? I don't know. I remember this term is not supported by India. Okay, you say that India is officially not talking about de-dollarization. This is what you mean. हाँ ठीक है, we are not talking, but we are also, having the effects of weaponization of dollar, na? We also want de-dollarization. We are interested in alternatives to dollar because we are having difficulties managing our forex reserves. There is a flight. So we also want de-dollarization to happen. Which, that Bangladesh issue kindly, sir, once. Oh, why should I repeat, Shivani? Oh, you see the video again. I will not repeat the Bangladesh. मैंने 15 मिनट लगा दिए उस पर. You see the video again. Yes, we want the internationalization of rupee. Who doesn't want it? Okay, sir, Bangladesh has signed a defense deal with China. I told you. We should ideally see India's response. This is, please understand one thing. This is not the first defense deal with Bangladesh and China. All the Bangladeshi weapons have been supplied by China earlier also. When Modi ji went to Sheikh Hasina, he gave a $5 billion diamond necklace to her. उसको जिनपिंग से कितने बिलियन डॉलर का, $35 billion का डायमंड नेकलेस मिला. एंड वी आर हैप्पी हसीना मान जाएगी. हसीना तो जिनपिंग की बात मानी थी, मोदी जी की बात नहीं मानी थी. लेट मी टेल यू दिस. हसीना ऑल्सो सी डायमंड्स आर द गर्ल्स बेस्ट फ्रेंड्स. हसीना को $35 billion के डायमंड्स दैट जिनपिंग गेव. हसीना इज डीम्ड टू बी मोदी जी इज गर्लफ्रेंड. नो हसीन, हाँ, हसीना है पैसों वालों की, पवन इज सेइंग. ही इज एब्सोल्युटली ट्रू. ओ माय गॉड. Okay. See, Sheikh Hasina is making the political comments. I don't know how she has made it. Has she tweeted or something? See, India had promised Bangladesh that Sheikh Hasina will not be allowed to make any political statements from the Indian soil. Okay, has she done it from radio? I don't know how she has done and how she was able to. Has she done it from the Prasar Bharati? I don't know how she has done that. See, it should not have been done. India has promised Yunus government and the government in transition that we will not allow Sheikh Hasina to do any political activity from the Indian soil. But now, if this is happening, then maybe India is giving her some leverage, because the upcoming elections also we need to see someone in power who is affluent to Sheikh Hasina. We also need to Okay, we also need to see Awami League doing well. That is why she needs that emotional appeal to the Bangladeshis. That is why we've allowed it. आप ये बोल सकते हो? Yes, we have assured the Muhammad Yunus government that, sir, we will not allow Sheikh Hasina to do any political activity from the Indian soil. Now that she has done it from a press event in Delhi, now what will you say? Sir, pragmatically, realistically, we also want that Sheikh Hasina should appeal her supporters, that Awami League comes back again in Bangladesh. हाँ बिल्कुल. Now you've got my response ना. See, we would have allowed her ना. अगर हम चाहें तो उसको बना कर देते. But we have allowed her. Why we have allowed her? We want her to speak. Why we want her to speak? We want her presence there. Even if Sheikh Hasina does not win, she should have a strong opposition there. उनका ऑपोजिशन हमारे यहाँ की तरह नहीं होना चाहिए, दैट देयर इज नो लीडर ऑफ ऑपोजिशन. We want that Awami League should be powerful there. We have had our golden periods. Okay, what have we learned from this fiasco? We've learned from this fiasco, and it's a lesson for the whole SARC diplomacy, that we do not only deal with the government of the day, we deal with the countries. नेपाल में, या फिर, okay, I'll give you clockwise. We deal with the democracy in Pakistan, but we also have to deal with Rawalpindi. We deal with Muhammad Hamid Karzai, Abdullah democratic governments, or Ashraf Ghani democratic governments in Afghanistan, but we also should deal with Taliban. We deal with the Nepali Congress. We also should deal with the Communist Party of Nepal, which is in Chinese lap. Pushpa Kumar Dahal Prachanda and KP Sharma Oli, we need to deal with them as well. In Bangladesh, we need to deal with Khalida Zia also. हालांकि वो अल्लाह को प्यारी हो गई हैं, लेकिन we also need to deal with them. Khalida Zia, Bangladesh Nationalist Party, we also need to deal with Afghani League at the same time. We also need to deal with Aung San Suu Kyi's democratic government. We also need to deal with the Myanmar's military junta. In Sri Lanka, we need to deal with Maithripala Sirisena, as well as we also need to deal with the Rajapaksa factions. They are anti-India and pro-China. तो हमें दोनों के साथ डील करना है. इन मालदीव्स ऑल्सो वी नीड टू डील विद मोहम्मद नशीद एंड मोहम्मद वहीद. वी ऑल्सो नीड टू डील विद मोहम्मद मुइजू. वी कैनॉट चूज आवर फेवरेट्स. सुहासिनी हैदर का बता रहा हूं ये स्टांस. और ये सुहासिनी हैदर, शी स्पोक इन 2014-15. I remember that we need to deal with countries, not just with the governments. You know what? When Obama came to India in 2015, he not only met Prime Minister Modi, he also met Manmohan Singh, Sonia Gandhi, and Rahul Gandhi. तो हमें क्या हो जाता है? Why are we so affluent towards Hasina? और हसीना तो हमारी सगी भी नहीं है. When China gives her a bigger diamond necklace. So we need to deal with all the relevant stakeholders. We have learned from Taliban also. We should learn in Pakistan also. We should learn in Nepal also. And we have learned this big time, hard time in Bangladesh as well. It wouldn't have been anti-India sentiments in Bangladesh had we had good relations with the Khaleda Zia and Jamaat factions, which are pro-Pakistan and pro-China. Okay, anything else? Okay, what have we covered? America, we've covered. Okay, with respect to Africa, we have a non-transactional. See, from Nehru to Modi, there is a continuity in India's Africa policy. You Google more about the recent G20 summit there. I'll not tell you the nitty gritties and details. But with Africa, from Nehru to Modi, we have a constant policy of non-transactionalism, Vasudev Kutumbakam, Ubuntu, soft diplomacy, developmental diplomacy, non-transactional diplomacy, just as we have one-sided diplomacy with SARC, Gujarat Doctrine, कि हम उनको देते रहेंगे extra extra with Africa also. And this is how India and China compete with Africa. China is more extractive, we are not. China is more hegemonic, we are not. China is developing China and benefiting China, but we are benefiting Africa. So Africa also knows this about us. Europe also knows this about us. Latin America also knows this about us. And ASEAN also knows this about us. That India is better than China. In SAARC countries, all the countries play China card. Why? Because India promises but China delivers. हम फीता तो काट आते हैं वहां पर लेकिन हम प्रोजेक्ट को कंप्लीट नहीं करते. We don't complete our projects there. India promises but China delivers. China completes the project. And don't you ever say the UP people that we did a Madhesi blockade in 2015 in Nepal on the Nepal border. Don't ever say this. When did we do a blockade? We don't do blockades. It is a perception of Nepal that we did a blockade. Perception hai. They think that we did, but we did not do it, my dear friends. Okay, what else? What else, people? Tell me. I am done. It's been 1.5 hours of constant dialogue. Now I'll take a little bit of, yeah. Okay, what board of peace? Okay, the Trump's board of peace. Should we join it? Okay, is there a deadline to it? There is no deadline to it. Then we can join. We can definitely join it whenever we want to on the merits. Let us first negotiate the Trump deal. Let us wait and watch. If there is some obligation, if we have to fund something for what Israel has destroyed, we can't give $1 billion there. See, if rich countries like America are giving them $1 billion, or if rich countries like European Union are giving them $1 billion, we should not give them the barabar. We have not destroyed Palestine. समझ में आ रहा है? So, calibrated response, wait and watch. Whatever the European Union is doing, we should also do. Pakistan has joined it, I feel. I don't know about the economic contributions as well. I do not know how much do we have to contribute economically. But otherwise, in any peace conference, we are the first. For every war, we have only one stand. G2, see, if there is a bone homie in G2, just as there are warmth in relations with respect to Europe, Canada, and China, then definitely we are uncomfortable because China will more suppress us and Europe will not come in. America will not come in. Quad will not come in. AUKUS will not come in. It means they are leaving Indo-Pacific up to China to exploit. Kalko China will invade Taiwan also. If European Union, Japan, they all warm up to China, then China will do whatever it wants to do. It is yet another America. So we don't want that. We are always uncomfortable with China warming up to the West because our prominence in the world is that we are being seen as a balancer to China. So if China is becoming friends of our friends, who we considered as enemy, so it's a bad thing for us practically, realistically. And China will do its aggression in Kashmir also, in Doklam also, five finger policy and everything. And in South China Sea also, China will get a free hand. In Taiwan also, China may get a free hand. In fact, in Japan's Ryukyu and Senkaku Islands also, China will get a free hand. If tomorrow the whole world warms up to see, this is a big blunder by America, I feel, by Trump, that the world and its allies are warming up to China. Okay, guys, anything else? Okay, guys, instead of reading this, because can you please switch on your mic and speak? Then I can better answer to you. I'll take a few doubts for 10 minutes, then I'll doze off.
Yes, sir. So
हाँ
good
शिवानी
evening.
बोलो बोलो टेल मी.
Good evening. सर एक ही डाउट है सर द पीस डील विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू यूक्रेन एंड रशिया इज ऑलमोस्ट ऑन द टेबल
हम्म
someday maybe or maybe not we don't know
हम्म
but sir
हम्म
in this we have seen that the US is favoring more like the Russia on the aspect of Donbas region and it is about the territorial integrity about which the European Union and India's joint statement has also spoken that it should be
हम्म.
respected as per the UN Charter. Will it sound negative to you, Russia?
No, but see, first thing, Zelensky is happy about it. No, I saw Zelensky's statement and he's saying that I am happy about whatever is happening. जब मियाँ बीवी राजी तो क्या करेगा काजी? Who's India? If Zelensky wants to give Donbass to Russia for peace, then let him give. Yes, we do respect territorial integrity of Ukraine. We do. But if in this pact Donbass or Crimea is given to Russia and both are happy, Ukraine is also happy, Russians are also happy, we are not even the stakeholders. Begani shadi mein Abdullah Diwana. Why should we care?
Okay.
You say, sir, everything is fine. See, there, Shivani, please understand one thing. We don't have to have an opinion on everything that is happening in the world.
Yes, sir. Yes.
हाँ, मतलब हर चीज नहीं पूछेंगे आपको कि इंडिया कैसे इम्पैक्ट, इंडिया क्यों इम्पैक्ट होगा भाई.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Top three challenges for India in IR, or what should be our top priorities in the foreign policy. See, top three challenges. First is the neighborhood. I think that is the biggest challenge, including China. That is an even bigger challenge. Secondly, obviously, the high table, the G7. Yes, we are respected, but do people take us seriously when it becomes to hard policies or hard stances? No, people don't take us seriously. People do take us seriously with respect to yoga, Himalayas, and ha ha ha, hu, hug diplomacy of Modi ji. सबको गले पड़ जाते हैं मोदी जी and all that. People do take us seriously in soft power. That is fine. Kashmir में G20, you keep Kashmir में G20, that is fine. But do people take us seriously as a hard power? No, that's a big challenge. Then you could say, sir, appeasement of Pakistan by all the big players. Everyone appeases Pakistan, all the P5 members. Pakistan has good relations with all the P5 members. India doesn't have. And they are all appeasing Pakistan day by day. I think this could be a foreign policy challenge for us. Neighborhood, China, and India not taking the hard stances. And that is, in fact, an asset also for us that we are not taking hard stances. Because when it comes to really taking the stand, or really, the fight between Israel and Iran, we had the leverage of talking to both. Modi ji called Netanyahu कि यार ये तो बहुत बुरा हुआ, ha ha ha, my dear friend Netanyahu, it was really bad. He also called Ataullah Khomeini, है ना, कि मुस्लिम कम्युनिटी से तो मेरा बहुत पुराना नाता है ना. I studied in Islamic studies and all that. I was good there. So that is an asset also for us. But that is, a little cheeky also for us because people don't take you seriously then. What I know, the Indian stand wherever there is a war, the Indian stand is what? Shanti बनाए रखे, peace. India has never told bum maro और ये करो वो करो. So I think this is the biggest foreign policy challenge for us. According to me, according to you, there could be any. I think neighborhood first and all that. So Abhishek, US did not include India in the Pax Silica in the first instance. It's Donald Trump, na. That time the tariff war was high, the rhetoric was high, and it wanted to exclude India. It wanted to show India its place. कि अपनी जगह पर रहें आप, कि आप तो बड़ा चाइना चाइना कर रहे हैं, आप तो बड़ा यूरोप यूरोप कर रहे हैं. नाउ आई एम नॉट इंक्लूडिंग. सी ही कॉल्ड पाकिस्तान after Operation Sindoor. He called Pakistan immediately. Munir, he hosted Munir for a cup of tea. So it's all symbolism. Foreign policy is 99% symbolism. The signals which we give are important in foreign policy. Abhishek. What else? People have to go for dinner. Bolo bolo. Means I have had my dinner. Yes, Ketki, please tell me.
Yes, so for a question like for any past decisions in foreign policy, and would you have done differently, or India could have done differently? So how to answer these questions?
You think, see, my personal opinion is when we won Bangladesh, we could have exchanged it or traded it off for Kashmir. Definitely. POK वापस लेना चाहिए था हमें उस time. Or maybe we could not have gone to UN during, but those were tough times. We were really poor. See, you cannot match these circumstances. You cannot go into the footsteps of Nehru or shoes of Nehru. Nehru's compulsions were his compulsions. But I think this could have been one thing which I would have definitely done if I were Indira Gandhi. I would have traded off more with respect to Pakistan. When we had the upper hand, we could have done that. Why Israel Hamas ceasefire keeps failing, sir? Okay, Israel Hamas ceasefire because Hamas are terror groups. Just because India Pakistan talks keep failing because of the terrorism. Similarly, Hamas are notorious, they are terror groups. And this is what Israel says, that you give up your weapons. And Hamas, what do they say? You give up Palestine, you give up our Jerusalem, our those holy sites. And India, maybe they are saying you give up Kashmir. India stand in US Venezuela issue. Don't you think it's undermined the Indian view of representing global South and UN Charter principles? See, Raghav, in foreign policy, you don't have to be idealistic. You have to be tight-lipped also. What we are dealing against is not. We are dealing against a madman called Donald Trump, and Trump is very, very. Uh, what do we say? Trump is a loose cannon. He could fire anywhere. जैसे दिवाली पे यू लाइट छड़ी ना, वो तुम्हारी छत में आ जाती है. ट्रम्प इज लाइक दैट, ही इज अ लूज कैनन. वी डोंट नो कि वो तुम्हारे घर में ही आ जाएगा, बैकफायर करेगा. सो वी वांटेड टू रिमेन टाइट लिप्ड. Okay, I started with this that there is a rise of right wing political parties all over the world related to hyper nationalism. Why? Because the world has not come out of depression. There was 2008 crisis, recession, and then there was 11-12 crisis. Then Russia Ukraine happened, Crimea happened in 2014. Since then there have been wars, and then finally there was COVID, and then there was depression, and then there were many migrant crises due to all these. And migrant crisis ke baad, uh, if my own things are not happening right, if my own economy is in dire straits, what will I do? My own economy is in dire straits, I would blame the outsider for it. That, the migrants are coming and taking all the jobs from us. All the jobs from, yeah. So, and the political parties are also doing this. The right tendencies are, they are making the minorities and the migrants the soft targets. All right, Shivani, bon appetit. You have your dinner. Thank you so much for your time. Yes, Raj Vyas, please carry on. So, have you got my answer that why is there a rise of right wing? Himanshu, because of the socio-economic prevalent conditions in the world, we have to target someone. Na? Who will you blame for declining rupee? You will blame Nehru, na? Nehru or Muslims को ही तो blame करोगे तुम. Who will you blame, Himanshu? Or you will blame Pakistan and Bangladesh for that? This is what the world is doing today. Yes, Raj, please tell me. You are raising your hand. Yes,
Yes,
Vyas.
sir. Sir, Trump is talking about deglobalization in contemporary era, and
Yes.
China and other countries are also weaponizing of trade and all.
Mhm.
So, is India have any way to strengthen the globalization and the institutions like WTO?
See, first of all, deglobalizing trends are there, but China is one of. All right, thank you so much, Ishan. China is one of the biggest beneficiaries of globalization. China does not want to deglobalize the world. China rather wants to globalize the world in its own way by OBOR, by checkbook diplomacy. China wants to globalize the world. So it is wrong to say that China wants to deglobalize. Yes, hyper nationalism is increasing and all the countries are becoming inward looking. What can India do here? See, it is very difficult to say that India can be, but one thing India has, the good thing India has is India is one of the top five economies. India is one of a good hard power also, soft power also. India is one of the largest militaries also. And then India is also a nuclear power. It is sitting on the high table, nuclear high table. If you are on the, if you are not on the table, then you are on the menu. ऐसा भी कहा जाता है. If you're not on the table, then you're on the menu. If India does not have the nuclear weapons, people will blackmail India. This is what Indira Gandhi said when she created the smiling Buddha, the first nuclear weapons. So yes, India has all the hard characteristics of binding the world, and then India is trusted by all the enemies. India, US China, US Russia, Iran Saudi, Iran Israel, Saudi Israel, Israel Palestine, Russia Ukraine. India is trusted by all except Pakistan and except SARC. इंडिया को सिर्फ उसके पड़ोसी ट्रस्ट नहीं करते. रेस्ट एवरीवन इज ट्रस्टिंग इंडिया. So, car countries are trusting India. ASEAN is trusting India. So everyone trusts India. Fine. So India can play a role. India can play. The evidence is that European Union is warming up to India and Canada is warming up to India. Okay, revival of WTO. In what sense do you want to revive WTO? Yes. See, currently, you know what? Trump has actually destabilized the world. So for every question, the answer is Trump. When will he go? I think whenever Trump goes, the world will revive. सब कुछ ice age भी आएगी, सब कुछ होगा. Cheetahs will also come up in Kuno National Park. They will also make more babies. बच्चे पैदा करेंगे. They'll enjoy their familyhood if Trump goes away. Israel will be happy. Palestine will be happy. Everyone will be happy. Democrats and Republicans will be happy. I don't know what to say. Reformed multilateralism again. We have to keep on putting in our diplomatic efforts, diplomatic capital vis-a-vis whatever is happening in the world. We have to persist. Just as we have to persist in reviving UN, we have to persist in reviving SARC. We've not even left NAM. NAM is now beaten down, but we are not leaving NAM. तभी तो NAM का essay आया था 2019 में, because we did not attend the NAM summit. We, being the founder of NAM, are not attending the NAM summit. That is why UPSC gave a full 125 marks essay on NAM. I remember the essay paper of 2019. And NAM has always come in Pol Science. Hamesha. So just as we are holding on to NAM, we need to hold on to so many other things. WTO also, we need to keep on investing our diplomatic capital. Anything else, guys?
Okay, sir. So, until and unless Trump goes away, we should focus more on bilateral FTAs. Then afterwards, after going back of Trump, we should revive the WTO. It should be my answer.
This could be, because you say, sir, Trump is a temporary phenomena. Yes, we see, abhi WTO has not finished, na? Who says WTO has gone away? It is only dysfunctional because Trump is not allowing the appointments in its trade settlement dispute body. But otherwise, WTO is working. Okay, Raj Vyas, WTO is still working, na? It's not gone over. Who says WTO is finished? The agreements are still there on table. The rounds are still going on. They will go on. The time is not right, but we have to wait. Yes. All right. Thank you so much, Gurlal. And thank you so much, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed delivering it to you. Ketki, Raghav, Chandni, HP, Hindustan Petroleum is also there. Uday is also there. Raghav is also there. So many wonderful people. Thank you so much, Sugandhika. Okay, I will open the gallery for you people. So many people are there. Can we all have a selfie now again? We are 50 of them. Can we all have a selfie if you want? I mean, I love to do that. If you people can give me a selfie. Rohan, Shivani, Abhishek, Vaishnavi and company. Don't worry. We are all, hum sare hi aise hain. Manpreet, Shubham Bhatia. Okay, Sridhar is there. Preetam, Sejal, Rajesh, Rohan, Gungun, Apurva, Abhishek, Ishita. So many wonderful people. Then I'll say cheese. All right, people. So cheese. One more. Okay, can we have a victory sign as well? Everyone, Shubham Bhatia, cheese. Okay, thank you so much, guys. May this victory sign prevail with you, all of you. And thank you so much for your time. God bless you. We'll meet again. Thank you. Thank you, folks. Thank you. It was wonderful. It was pleasurable. Thank you. Yes, I am waiting if someone has a doubt. Chani, you may wait if you have a doubt. Yes, I'll sort it out. No worries. Okay, thank you for the great session. Thank you for being great participants, everyone.
Hello, sir.
Yes, Chandni, how are you?
Sir, Muskan this side.
Okay, Muskan. Yes, Muskan,
Yes.
how are you? Please tell
I'm
me,
good, sir.
Muskan.
How are you?
Yes. Please tell
Sir,
me.
I was wondering how do I connect with you to schedule a one-on-one session with you?
Muskan, when is your PT?
Sir, it's on 13th Feb.
Abhi, you have time. You know what? I was very ill in these past days, and I could only take 7 to 8 sessions per day. Now, what I'm planning is, I'm planning multiple, like I'm planning you people all on board. I'll invite 4, 4, 5, 5 people, and then I'll ask you random questions. So that 1 hour would also go very vibrant with you all people. I'll definitely reach 13 as soon as possible. Abhi, I am only stuck on the fourth, fifth, and sixth. Second, I have done. Third, almost I have done. Fourth and fifth are left. Fourth, fifth, sixth are left. And there are so many people. मैं एक छोटी सी नन्ही सी जान हूँ. I know I am only a single person. So I wish I had more people with me in my team, but I am the lone survivor, lone warrior, lone wolf. है ना? I definitely want to entertain all of you one on one. But then what I'll do is I'll make you sit compatible with your optional. Let's say you have PSIR optional. I'll make another person, and I'm also planning that a person from the same state comes in. Same state in the sense, let's say you're from Tamil Nadu, so I'll find another person of sociology or anthropology or PSIR from Tamil Nadu, and then I'll be asking you 3, 4 people the same questions. So that also is good. I mean, I'll ask you one question, then I'll ask another question to Chandni, then Sakshi, then Abhay, and all that. So this is how I'll be dealing. And then I'll obviously look at your what do we say, DAFs as well. Those personal questions and hobby sections also I'll ask. At least I'll be be able to interact with you people more nicely, and we'll have some sort of interaction before. I want you people. I want you people to interact with me. I want to interact with you people before going to the mocks, before going to the final stage. Yeah. This is what I want, Muskan. All right, Muskan. Thank you so
Okay,
much
sir.
for your
Thank
time.
you, sir.
Good night. Mhm.